me and my wife do together, the better the shit is. She come to the boxing gym. She don't give a fuck about no boxing. She don't give a damn about no football. She don't give a fuck about no 49ers. That shit is, I don't know.
I think in a healthy relationship, yes, you're absolutely right. Those things do go stagnant, and we take each other for granted. My situation was a one-off thing. It was different, and it actually, unfortunately, it was one of those stories. On the day I left him, I had a police escort. No, that's not something I talk about to everybody, especially online. But I'll leave it at that.
This is the thing, right? Outside of what she shared, I know that's sensitive, right? I'm saying what I'm saying, generally speaking. Our relationships become toxic because we stop doing the things and we always looking at how we benefit. That can't happen. But we don't believe in no Bible. We don't have no prescription, so I can't lay that out, right? Because everybody doesn't subscribe to that. But I'm telling you, bro, things become volatile because we stop doing the things. Because we saying this hurts me. How? I'm asking, like, how?
Who you asking?
Everybody.
Yeah, because I don't know. I thought we agreed.
Then I'm not asking you if you agree. You feel me? Like, it wasn't directed. If you agreed, then I'm not asking you.
Can you ask it one more time? I just want to make sure I'm on the same page.
I'm just saying, right? For instance, so I used to play football pretty profusely. You remember Slim that was up here before? And she was like, my last nephew is only here because my brother-in-law had a game. We had a game. So he's like, you know what? Don't have an abortion. Just had a baby. We got to go to the game. Right? So we used to travel all around playing lag football. And we played like college football and stuff like that. But after the fact. So we used to play every weekend, every Sunday. And that was something that was ingrained, a part of me that I did so often. But things start to change, right? And you got to spend more time elsewhere, right? So that starts to dissolve. But that's something I always did that I thoroughly enjoyed that gave me solace. But to be going every Sunday all day long, was that a benefit to my relationship?
So you gave that up, right?
Yeah, but it helped me tremendously, though. Especially somebody who always working, always DJing, because we living in DC, I'm always busy. But that was my piece. But you know what? Because I'm always going, what do you do differently?
So I agree then. Because I feel like that's what I was trying to get at. Mm-hmm. Why is it that deep? Are we only looking at it from how it affects us or how we feel about it, not considering our partner? Even if it's something as trivial as, well, wearing the color red. You get what I'm saying? We still have that. And that even goes with the strip club situation that you said. Your partner should have had that consideration for you, right? Because that's something that makes you feel uncomfortable. So I know that as women, we have things that we would want our man to do for us that does not benefit him. And we want our men to do things like that. So we feel like it's real, like it's genuine. So if we could feel that way, I can only assume we should want to do the same for our men. But it doesn't sound like it's coming out that way. Yeah, I think during the conversation, it seems as though it's taking away from you, or like you specifically, but like women, it's changing you, it's taking away from you, and now you feel like you're a different person just for taking your partner into consideration.
Yeah, and I think it, as my situation as an example, I think it depends on the partners too. Like seems like he and his wife are great together, and he knows how to pour into her as much as she pours into him. And that's not the men we're talking about. That's I think that's where the disconnect is. That's not, I think that's the majority. We are talking about the ones that do gaslight women.
So we already said that wasn't the majority. But
no, it's not. These are different situations. And I think that's where the conversation was getting mixed up, because it may sound trivial about the color red, but then that's
not trivial at all.
It wasn't trivial because it started there, but then it ended up, you can't see your family. I don't want you going to visit this person. And then that's a red flag. That's something else altogether.
And so this is what I was saying to Di, right? I think you said that on Sunday, Nat, too. You had mentioned that a little bit. And that's why it's important to, like, we're discussing things from the color red. You see, your thought process is, then he tried to bar me from my family. Then he tried to do X. You see, you are discussing it from that lens. We're discussing it from color red. Di said oxymoronic, and then she added the stupid thing later. That changes it. You see, Now here's what I think is happening a lot, Net, honestly, and I'm saying a lot, and I think I'm hearing this mostly. People are the trivial thing that they deem trivial, they dismiss it and just don't do it. I think that's where I'm finding real issue at. It ain't the real shit that you just mentioned. It's shit that they just want to dismiss because they think it's bullshit. But if it don't hurt you and it benefit them, why not do it? That's my premise. Even if it don't benefit you, who gives a fuck? It benefit that person that you sleep next to every day.
I feel like most of us understand that in a relationship, and correct me if I'm wrong, any of y'all ladies, that if you're in a relationship, you are going to need to compromise to make it work, or need to make that other person happy to make it work. So I'm not against that at all.
That's what was said in the beginning.
What?
That's what I said in the beginning.
What?
No, you did.
What? What was said in the beginning?
That there is compromise to be had within the relationship if you want to be with that person.
Nobody's disagreeing with that. That's not a profound point. That's not the disagreement aspect. It's what you choosing to compromise on, what you think you're going to minimize because he think it is important, but you don't. That's the conversation.
What was also said in the beginning as well was that so many changes or whatever that you are making, now you look up and you're not even the same person anymore. It's a snowball effect. It's a multitude of things. It's not just one thing and you toss the nigga or you toss the girl. That wasn't even the premise of the conversation. We just got hung up on the color red.
I hear what you're saying. I'm alleging that's false is what I'm saying. I'm saying that it be one thing that you dismiss because you think it ain't nothing, right? And I think that be the thing. I'm just wondering if we gonna be only us together forever, right? And I'm asking you for some shit that you call trivial. Why are we arguing about it?
Yeah, that wasn't what we were talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. The conversation has progressed and moved, right? That's why Nay came up, Saw came back. We've been having the whole conversation. It ain't just about what you said in the beginning. So it's a discussion. Mm-hmm. And now, Cal, you already got your mind made up. It's all good, right? If this part probably ain't for you as much. It's probably just for the other 600 people still listening, right? Because you already made a determination. I'm just alleging that you'd be the one thing, and we got the audacity to dismiss some shit that the other person asking for because we think it ain't shit. That's what I'm talking about.
And then we get so caught up on how we feel, we don't even know if what he's asking for us to change is going to benefit us down the line. But I'm going to shut up, though.
No, why? Why shut up? Expound on it. See if we agree.
Because we not fortune tellers, right? If that man sees something, if we are picking right and we're picking the men that we want to be with, and if he tell us, I don't like that, I don't want you to do that, that's not okay, not to me, and we get in our feelings and we get mad because he's asking us to change something that we've been doing, but we don't then get out of our feelings and sit and process and think like, damn, maybe what we've been doing has been wrong this whole time and he trying to correct me coming in. But the problem is we okay with being comfortable. We don't like to be corrected. That's the problem. Because if I'm sitting here outside of Caressa, if I'm sitting here looking at this panel, we all single. We're still learning. We're still in a process. So if we're being corrected, maybe it's for the betterment for yourself. And that man is trying to catch you up to speed with him, if that's who you want to be with.
So no, I agree, Nate. I think I was going to ask the panel, if you woke up the next day, right? Because Callie, you said, I wake up and I don't even recognize the person in the mirror or this, that, and the third. I wonder if that person in the mirror is a better person. And I think that's what Nay is getting at. I wonder if that person is a better person. Is it okay that he asks you to change all these things? Is it okay then? Or is it, that's my question. Like, is it okay then? Or it's just not okay at all? And that's not just for Callie, that's for everybody.
I think so. I think if that person has attributed to the betterment of you, then you are with the right person. And I don't think anything that is better for you is going to hurt you or make you feel resentful. If you are a logical thinker, I consider myself a logical thinker on a lot of things. There's very few things that gets me to a super high emotional point, but I feel like if things instinctively, you're going to feel it. Like, one thing that was my fault, I was bad with money. I was like out all the time. He would get pissed at that, and rightfully so, right? You don't need to be spending in the drive-thrus all the time for lunch. We got food here. We're not rich. So yes, that saving money is definitely going to be to both my benefit and his.
Miss Nat, I think the things that help us hurt, change hurts, right?
If you don't think anything is wrong with you,
the truth hurts.
Are set in your ways and stubborn about it, but if you're willing to listen, it may not be as bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. It hurts, right? To be proven wrong, right? To think how you've been
humbling.
And to think how you've been existing this entire time isn't beneficial to the people around you, and more importantly, the person you sleep with, right? Going to the gym, all that, breaking down your muscles, breaking it down to build it back up. That shit hurts. It's difficult as hell.
Oh, nothing good is ever easy. I am a firm believer in that.
Real shit. But I catch a drift. No, it's I'm trying to tell you. What was your question though? Did everybody get a chance to respond to what Leah said?
No, I didn't hear any other answers. I think just answered.
Let's get it again because I may have thrown them off.
I had asked is if you wake up in the morning, so like what Callie has said, like you don't recognize yourself and you like a whole new person. Wonder if that new person is a better person. Is it okay that you change yourself for your man in that instance? If you wake up a better person, or the person you're looking at is a brand new better person in that instance?
If you look in the mirror and you see a better person in the mirror, then there is no resentment to be had. And you were okay with these changes along the way.
Okay, right? You said you see how you said you were okay with the decision along the way. Wouldn't that still be the same thing if you change yourself and you're not a better person? Isn't it still your fault, but like you still have that onus, still went along with the changes along the way, and now you are a different person that's a negative thing. You're not a good person. You still have that responsibility, right? Is that still there too?
I'm lost in what you were saying.
So you said that if you wake up a new person, there's no resentment. No resentment because everything was good and you were okay with those decisions.
No,
right?
I said if you look in the mirror and you see a better person in the mirror, that's cool. There's no resentment to be had there because you're actually seeing a better person.
Okay. So that it sounds a little different from what you said the first time, because I heard what you had said was that you were okay with those changes along the way. So wouldn't you have been okay with those changes along the way, even if you turn out to be not a better person? Isn't that still there? Isn't that part still there? You still were okay with those choices along the way. It just didn't turn out in your favor.
What are you talking about? Because if you make these changes or whatever like that, and you see a better person, you're not a different person. You just see a better person. Then there's no resentment to be had there. What are you resenting?
No,
you yourself see that you're a better person, so there would be no resentment.
Aaliyah, are you also asking how would you feel if you are not a better person? After all of that, after you've changed things about yourself or done things that this person wanted done, and then you look later and it didn't.
And where does the resentment come from if you turn out to not be a better person? Why is it a resentment aspect if you were okay with the changes along the way? Where does that resentment come from? You're resenting your partner because you made those changes? I thought you were okay with the changes along the way. I think that's what I'm asking.
How the resentment comes from along the way, you weren't okay with the changes that were being made. That's where the resentment comes. You making changes and you don't even want to. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
that's where the resentment comes from.
Their issue is they're making changes that only benefit him.
Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't articulate that earlier.
You're good, Di. And I'm saying that's fucking disgusting. That you are developing resentment from changes that only benefit him.
I want to hear Nay. Nay, come on, because I follow Nay. I want to hear. I want to hear what she has to, because her facial expression gave. I disagreed.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. No, I'm agreeing with what HAMP said. I literally just said it. No, y'all don't want to. I ain't gonna say y'all, but women as a whole don't want to take change. Don't want to do the thing if it doesn't benefit us. But like I said, what if we can't see that it eventually benefits us, but that man does? Where is he wrong at? What's the problem? Okay. That's what Aaliyah is asking. Where the resentment comes in at? Why are you resenting something if at some point, because what Net was saying, Net was asking something different, but I'm gonna keep going with what I was saying. But if it eventually makes you better, if the change makes you better, what's the problem? But Net asked a different question. I'm just about what I said.
Well, that's what Aaliyah was saying.
I think you shouldn't have any resentment, but when you are in situations such as mine, you will resent because I did all this for what? Example.
That's why when you and Net were talking and y'all was talking about wardrobe, that's not something I can get with because I'm stuck on the wardrobe part. I need a different scenario or something. It ain't even have to be a personal experience. Feel me? It just could have been an example.
That's the only reason I deep dived into mine, so y'all can have some more context of what I was getting at.
Even when we took it off of the
we appreciate the share. We ain't got to
agree with her.
But I also feel like it's human nature And unfortunately, inherently, we look out for self first, and then if somebody pushes you too far out of your comfort zone, there may be some resentment to be had. But if you truly love that person, I also think that it's not as much of a chore to give them what they want. I feel like a lot of women do that naturally if they're with the right partner.
I just think this just reflects on the character of women, right? Just to want to do things that's beneficial for us. And
anytime I've been in a happy situation, I've always wanted to. It's never
right?
felt like
and that
cool.
speaks to your character as a woman, though. That's why I feel like that's one of the reasons why you got married, right? You were able to give up.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to little things.
Do that for your partner. I feel like that's one of the reasons that shows your character. I feel like that shows good character. You're willing to. I feel like pleasing your man, that's not a problem. That's your man, right? So, or taking your partner into consideration. I don't think that's a bad character. I don't think that's a bad character trait.
I don't think that any of us thought that was like I don't think that was it. We were just basically
because that wasn't it. That wasn't it. We were talking about a particular situation, and we didn't want to breeze past that because we acknowledged what HAMP said from the beginning.
Who did?
I was about to say.
We all did. Nobody was saying.
We didn't have the conversation, the back and forth, HAMP. When I said I didn't want to diminish what you were saying, because I agree with everything that you said.
So answer my question then. Who did?
Who did what?
Agreed.
I did.
That's what I was getting at.
I'm pretty sure Di.
Well, no, we can't assume. We can't assume you did, which I agree. Right? I'm not saying that everybody agreed. That's why I was asking you for clarification. So I agree. You and I did have the conversation. Yes, ma'am.
I did too.
Okay.
I just said that like the right person, I feel like if you're clearly you and your wife have a great relationship, and there's problems to be had in any relationship. I am very clear, like any marriage or long-term relationship, you're going to have some arguments and you're going to have some disagreements. It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time, but
it's not.
Yeah, nobody was up here saying don't do anything to please your man.
No, and that's the thing. And that's the thing.
That's not even where the conversation.
Here's what I'm saying though, Callie, you keep doing that. I'm not accepting that. That's what I'm telling you straight up. Because when you thought it was something trivial, right, about a color, right, then we dismissed it. I'm telling you, you don't get to tell somebody their desires of someone that you said, I'm going to be with only you, is trivial. We should not do that. That's what I'm talking about. Because it was laughable because we said color red. It ain't funny to me. Because people have a habit of just dismissing whatever that other person wants because they think it ain't worth it. They think it's stupid. That's not cool. And I see that happen often. That's what I'm saying.